Good afternoon. Peace, love, and light be with you all. It's me, Raggado7. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about addiction. I actually am trying to somehow figure out a way to cut down some of my addictions. Um, let's see. As you know, I'd love to quit smoking, but it's just awful. It really is. I mean, I've tried a number of times. One was actually successful, but I was going through a really bad breakup, and you know how that all goes if you're a smoker. And, I get these things online, and it's like, well, you shouldn't quit smoking, or you really should quit smoking, or, well, what, just quit, Well, here's a news flash. It's an addiction. It's an actual physical, emotionally addiction. And to just stop, and for some people, it's impossible. I cannot stand nags, all right? That just makes the whole thing worse. I appreciate the concern. That's wonderful. But, at least I'm not, sitting on here shooting up heroin or something really retarded like that. Or, like, using meth or crack or something like that, a lot of people think that they can give it or leave it, but I don't think that's the case. Because, we all have our own skeletons in the closet, right? So, my thought was taking that new pill. And I've talked to several people who have tried that pill, and they were like, suicidal and depressed and all this stuff. Well, I already am prone to that. And so that's a scary thought, too. My husband used to be a smoker, and he quit. And he did a very successful job, and he lives with me, and, whatever. But it's like, I know it's bad, and I'm not stupid about it. I started when I was about 18 on a regular basis. And a lot of it was, my nerves and this, that, and the other thing. I pretty much gave up drinking, even though that I do have one once in a blue moon. I'll have like a glass of wine, or if I'm going out, I'll have a mixed drink, that kind of thing. But that is under control. But when it comes to my smoking, no, that's not. And I'd really like to quit, and I'd love to hear some advice from people, constructive advice. Please don't be rude and all that. You know the drill, because I'm not putting up with that. And but it would be nice to live a little healthier. I know when I did quit, the one time it was good. I mean, I slept good, and I was on Wellbutrin, and it really worked well for me. But after a while, the Wellbutrin started making me really weird and very moody. And it's supposed to be like an anti-anxiety thing, but I was having loads of anxiety. And I thank God in the heavens above that I never was involved in any other sort of addictions. And like with alcohol, I nipped that before it got bad, to where I can still enjoy it. But there are people that think that they can do it in moderation, and I'm talking about the bad stuff, the drugs. And, I don't see how that's possible, because when they don't do them, they're a mess, right? When they do them, they're a mess. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, and that's why they make rehabs and NA and all these things like that. And, I feel for those people who suffer tremendously from these hard drugs. And I've known people who have used them, and sometimes, they still do too, but, that's their prerogative, I guess, and some things are left alone, I would love to be able to quit smoking. That's my main thing. I love my coffee, and I'm not giving that up. No, thank you. It gets me my go juice in the morning. And so in the afternoon, I hit like a lull about 3 o'clock, and it helps me get through my day. with my disability, I suffer from fatigue, so it does keep me within the world. Um, but I'd like to quit smoking. It's a pain in the butt, you know. You have to go outside. It is like freezing cold, and you're jonesing, and you gotta go outside, you know. And then, of course, there's the antis that come up to you and go, little girl, you know, you really shouldn't be. It's like, I am 41. You have got to be kidding me, you know. But they don't see it that way. Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, I just get tired of the rude comments. And it's happened on YouTube, and, you know, I've tried to, because I smoke in some of my comedy videos, and, you know, and it's really funny because it's like people just don't understand. And, you know, you get these people that are like, I smoked for 40 some years and I just quit one day. You know, that rocks. I'm thrilled for you, but I tried that and I swear it's like, you just like want to lay down and die, you know? And, I really don't want to go there. So if you guys have any good ideas, any remedies to help click off those receptors, that would be wonderful without putting chemicals in my body because I already have enough. I don't need that. Um, so let me know what you guys think. And, you know, if you know somebody who's suffering from an addiction, you can talk to them. You can try everything, but you know what? It's really them that's the one that has to make that decision on whether or not to stop. And if they're on the harder drugs and they tell you that they can take it or leave it, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because there is it's a disease and it needs treatment. And I've known people who've actually kicked hard drugs on their own, and that is a wonderful thing. But when you know you're affecting lives, you're affecting your home, your family, your friends, your husband, your wife. That's when it's a problem. And eventually these things do interfere. Nobody deserves, even if they tried it once and they really got turned on to whatever their drug of choice is, it, you know, and they liked it and they think that they can do it again and again and again. Eventually it ends up an addiction. And you know, I think after a certain point, it's no longer a take it or leave it. And so I never took it, so I don't have to leave it, right? And, but we all go through our party years, you know. I am by far no angel, but I knew what to stay away from and what not to. And I know in high school, cocaine was like huge. It's like you go in the girls' bathroom and somebody's cutting up lines and things like that. And it, you know, my thing was my response was not the just say no thing. It's I got this thing called life that I value, right? It had nothing to do. Sure, I was curious. Sure, inside I wanted to do it, but I couldn't ruin my life like that. I couldn't do that to my family, you know. And y'all know that I am pro cannabis for medical, and that is something that you can do as a prescription, and you limit yourself, and you know it's impossible really unless you're emotionally, mentally addicted to even get addicted to. So it, you know, it's kind of catch-22. But anyways, you know, if you do know somebody who's suffering from an addiction, try to get them help in some way or another. Talk to, you know, maybe a family member, see if they've noticed anything, um, something like that. But, you know, talk to them and try to be real with them. And if they don't listen, that's their fault. And then that's the hard reality of it. Because only they can make that difference because nobody's going to do it for them. But that's my theory. I've seen a lot of lives ruined. Um, I hung out with the party crowd for several years, and I've seen a lot of lives been destroyed. I see a lot of lives be destroyed still today through this kind of abuse, and they may not think that they're abusing people, but they are, and that's really sad. So, you know, stick with them as much as you can, but don't let them abuse you, you know. And they can blame it on the drugs, they can blame it on this, that, and the other thing, but it's them that has to change, right? All right. that's my public service announcement. I love you guys.